What's going on, everyone? Welcome. Today we are taking a little walk through the woods and we are going to talk about the nature matrix versus the electronic matrix and how they differ from each other, how shifting your paradigm from one to the other can truly, create a different reality for you. So the electronic matrix, this is the internet, social media, television, movies, video games. There's more, but you get the point, right? And guys, there's nothing wrong with enjoying the electronic matrix. Right? We live in a time on this planet where we have these incredible technologies to have the ability where you've never been able to before, hop into a video game and you get to play as that character flying the dragon or watch a movie or and these things are great, don't get me wrong, but there's a big but here. It's unparalleled levels of dopamine stimulation, and dopamine stimulation is gonna burn up your ojai pretty quickly, so you need to be careful. If you're locked into the electronic matrix only, you're not really getting into nature. You live in a big city. You wake up, first thing you do is you check your phone. Next thing you do is you check the news. Then you go to work and you're on a computer for 8 straight hours. And then you come home and you watch TV and some Netflix before you go to bed. And that's your day. And you're locked in this electronic matrix the entire time. Well, you're not gonna have a lot of ojai because your dopamine is gonna be completely worn out, right? And so the nature matrix, right out here, things slow down when you're connected to the nature matrix. You don't always feel the need to have to be doing something. Plugging into the nature matrix is also much harder than plugging into the electronic matrix. The electronic matrix, literally all you have to do, pull up Instagram and you're in, right? The nature matrix, it's not as easy as go walk outside for 3 minutes and you're good. It takes a little bit of intention and trying to feel into and vibrate into that Schumann resonance. Every plant, everything around you, right? It all vibrates, and it all vibrates at a certain frequency because it's all living earth. And we are also living earth, so we also vibrate at that frequency if we want and if we try to tune into it. And when you are able to feel into that Schumann resonance, it's hard to explain with words, but you just become earth again. Our body gave us these bodies. They came of earth. They are of earth. We're these infinite soul riders, but these bodies are like our dragons. We're riding them for this particular life, and it's a beautiful thing. I mean, we're so lucky. This game is hard. It's very dense, but we get to experience emotion. We came here. We chose to come here. So, sorry, we're getting a little off topic here, but. Yeah, so back to the internet matrix and the nature matrix. So how do you know you're locked into the nature matrix? Well, you're locked into the nature matrix when you would prefer to sit down and read instead of pull up a show on Netflix. You're locked into the nature matrix when you choose to cook dinner instead of pull up DoorDash and order DoorDash on your phone. You're in the nature matrix when you walk outside and you're able to appreciate and be in awe and be grateful. And the nature matrix also has incredible healing abilities. If you've ever heard of grounding, where you take your shoes off, step on the earth, and just stand. There's actual scientific studies about how I don't remember exactly the scientific term for it, but there's energy transfer from your body into the earth and earth into your body through your feet. Our feet have chakras on them. As chakras go, they're pretty major. Obviously, you have your 7 majors, but we have thousands of nadis and hundreds of chakras. That is a cool ass bug. Anyways, so by the way, I used to be scared of bugs. Not scared of bugs, but like, you know, they gave me the heebies a little bit. And then I got a turtle when I was living back in LA, and this thing would just munch bugs for fun. And now I think bugs are hilarious. So if you're scared of bugs, get a tortoise or a turtle. If you're not scared of bugs, also get a tortoise or a turtle. They're great. Okay. What were we talking about? Nature Matrix. I completely forget. So the Nature Matrix, we have found ourselves in a little pocket here. Let's sit down for a second. Ooh. All right, guys. So, oh yeah, we were talking about the chakras in your feet. If you stand on the ground for 10 minutes, it is just fully noticeable. Like, you could feel energy moving down through your feet. And if you tune into it and key into it, you can actually attach what energy you choose to. But anyways, that's for another day. But yeah, so if we're thinking duality here between Nature Matrix and Internet Matrix, and like I said, one's not better than the other. There's no judgment if you're in one or the other. They offer different things. The more you're in the Internet Matrix, the harder it is to relax, the harder it is to be at peace. And when I say peace, I mean like sitting doing nothing peace, where you don't need anything outside of yourself to feel really good. But also in the Internet Matrix, there's some crazy dopamine highs and some crazy chemical releases in your brain you can experience. And look, like, we are here on this earth. We are. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, detached from everything and don't experience what this third dimension has to offer. It's like, we're here, we might as well experience it, right? And a lot of us have karma to burn off, right? And I still do, where it's like, I want to experience some things in this 3D reality, and then chances are you're going to experience those things, burn them off, and be like, oh, that wasn't what I thought it was, or that wasn't, or maybe it was what I thought it was, and it was amazing for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Then you get that big crash, right? That big dopamine crash, and you're like, oh, okay, back to the Nature Matrix. Because the Nature Matrix is sustainable. It's long-lasting, and like I said, regenerative. The same way semen retention is regenerative. If you spend days in nature, a year ago I spent 21 straight days in like a cabin in the woods, no Wi-Fi, just like a flip phone for emergencies. And I truly plugged into the Nature Matrix intentionally for the first time in my life. And, you know, outside of maybe a plant medicine experience. And guys, like, the amount of, like, it eases you into a slower way of being. It shows you the way. All these beautiful, every single leaf you're looking at here is alive and thriving, and part of a tree, which is part of the ground, it's like, these trees have been here far longer than us, and they don't judge. They lay in the sun, they vibe out, they grow, they evolve, they die, they rebirth their leaves, they cycle, but they don't do anything. Which means that there's a frequency that exists on this planet where you don't have to do anything. I didn't mean it to come out like that. I don't want us to be lazy, but yeah, also when I was in that cabin for 21 days, I was getting off porn and weed. And it was nature. It's nature that gave me the ability to connect and get with myself again, and gave me the ability to heal and restore and regenerate. And I wouldn't have been able to do that. I mean, I don't want to say never, but I wouldn't have been able to do it the right way if I stopped in a city, because all that would have happened is I would have stopped weed and stopped porn, but then I would have redirected those all that dopamine stimulation that was gone. I would have just redirected to like brighter light, like more bright lights and more screens. Perhaps not, but a far higher likelihood. You know, the collective consciousness in cities is very different than the collective consciousness of nature. You're contending with millions sometimes of people who are in the consciousness of doing, whereas you come out in nature and everything's just being. So it's a little easier to slip into that. But yeah, that's my little rant for today. Be good, everyone.